Hey everybody, this is Dana with CoachDanaInspires.com, and we are so happy you're here with Business Inspiration. For those who don't know me, I am a coach for women entrepreneurs. I help women find their value. I help them find their perfect client and then be able to charge what they're worth and help others be the best that they can be. And today we have one of those fabulous people on our interview show today, and I am so excited that she is here. Her name is Katz, and she is with Act for Impact. And let me tell you, this young lady certainly does that, and we are excited to talk about Gutsy Pivoting. Whoa, do we all want to know about that? I know you do, because I'm ready for this. Chrystina, how are you?
I'm doing great. And thank you, Dana, for inviting me on your show.
Well, I'm excited. When I heard what you did, I said, that's a young lady I want on my show. So, how are you doing? How's the family? Everybody safe and healthy?
Yes, very luckily, everyone is safe, healthy, and I just got the news. I'm going to be a grandmother.
Now, okay, you're way too young to be a grandmother, but we're going to go with it. You were 5 years old when you got married to begin with it, and that's not okay. But that whole thing sounds bad. But anyway, the point is, you're fine, and congratulations to you and your family. That's
Yes,
exciting.
very
Yeah.
exciting.
So, here we are. We're one year into this COVID business. How you talk to people all the time, your clients, friends, family. What are your clients feeling? Are they feeling optimistic? Are they still waiting and seeing? I mean, after a year, what are they waiting for? I don't know. But what are you hearing?
Well, I'm hearing it across the board. Business owners, they are seeing the opportunities because it has been going on for so long. So they were forced
Mm-hmm.
to try new things if they wanted to survive. And with trying new things, they were pleasantly surprised that, oh, okay, this virtual world can actually work. And one of the training classes that I provide is for virtual work, is setting the team up, having the sustainable, the equipment, the routines, the habits, the technology, the collaboration tools, techniques, and strategies so that the team can work together. And my clients have been taking recommendations, trying new things, and they're pleasantly surprised. Now, some of them are bringing some people back to the office. Like some of them, it's just the managers back, whereas the frontline office workers are staying at home.
Right.
Sometimes some of the clients are switching, like doing shifts. So they're trying new things all under the excuse of, well, it's COVID, we're trying new things. Perfect, because they're seeing what really can work. And that's what it's all about, because every challenge has opportunities. It's just whether we're open to see them. And
Right.
many are, and they're succeeding as a result of it.
And isn't that exciting? I love that when you see people really stepping in and
Mhm.
getting getting excited about new and exciting things. I think that's fabulous. So, again, here we are.
Mhm.
Um, what are we as entrepreneurs, business owners? What are we supposed to be doing now? What can we just leap into to make a change for the better and be positive here?
I think there's three things. One is learning new technology. And some people really push back on it. They don't want to learn, but we absolutely have to. That is one of the critical things for virtual. If you want to be home and have more time with family, then learn the technology so that you can have the best of both worlds. That's one. Two is define or redefine your sales process. If you are going to stay in business and you saw a change in your clients, in your pipeline, Then knowing what your sales process is, having the right tools, CRM, whether it's a spreadsheet or CRM, et cetera, you have to have that sales process, and things have changed. So your templates, your scripts, your process, are you going to send emails, then send a card, then make a phone call? How are you connecting on LinkedIn, social media, and then making those phone calls? What's your process? Redefine it and update, modify for now. So that's number 2. So technology first, second is the sales process, and third is sharing. We have to share that abundance mindset. The more we share with each other, and we can, technology, ask. I just shared with you earlier the
Right.
PlexiCam, something relatively new out there. I just bought it, just starting to use it, and share, because that way we can learn from each other. We can also learn what works, what doesn't work, and make educated decisions. The more we share our knowledge, the more others will share their knowledge with us. And that, to me, is what it's all about, is community. We are here in this lifetime to help each other. And so those
Yeah.
are the 3 things that I think will really help business owners right now continue to move in the right direction. And that is define or redefine your sales process, learn new technology, and share.
I love it. I love it. And I think it is so important for us to, when we find something really cool that works for us, we
Mhm.
have to share. How can we keep that to ourselves? That's part of, again, you said that's part of being this community of,
Yes.
I don't want you to fail.
Right.
I want you to be
We
as
help each other.
successful as you can be.
Yes.
You can be more successful than me. I'd be so happy. Go girl, and go dude. If you're a dude out there, you go dude also. So,
You're funny.
I know that your business is called Act for Impact, which I like that. That's really a great name, and I can see what you want. I see exactly what you want me to do. But you are kind of all about this gutsy pivoting thing. So please share, what is gutsy pivoting?
Well, think of Gutsy Pivoting as the brand. So the company is Act for Impact, or taking action that impacts the world. Gutsy Pivoting is the concept of how to do it. Because I truly believe that I believe in a world where everyone can be confidently gutsy to pursue their dreams, their passions, their purpose, then I believe when they do that, that they will be happier. And when we have happier people in society, there's that ripple effect of more compassionate families and more collaborative communities around the world. And we can do that by being confidently gutsy to make pivots.
I like that. And when we are gutsy and pivot and we're happier, we're
Mhm.
going to make a bigger impact.
Yes.
Rare. I'm getting the little dots connected here. Yeah, I've got it right here, Christina. This is really interesting, and you teach people how to be gutsy and pivot. I think pivot has been, pivot's been around a long time, but I think
Yeah.
we've been using it more lately,
Mhm.
especially since this COVID thing has happened, to be, to really explain, don't do things the same old way, that we really do have to change what we're doing. And so, whether you like the word pivot or you feel like it's overused, I think it's a very valid word.
Mhm.
And I think it really pictures exactly what we all need to be doing. And
Yes.
I really like that. So so where did this? I mean, did you just wake up one day and say, "Oh, let's gutsy pivot," or how did this all come about?
Well, the two major events in my life kind of led up to it, and those words that would go around in my head all the time. And those two major events, one is I grew up in domestic violence.
Oh,
And
yeah.
at 16 years old, I stood up to my mother because I was her punching bag. She was angry. She was pregnant very young in life. And so she kind of took it out on me. Okay. But at 16 years old, after having practiced for months, I stood up to her for the very first time. And that moment's memory stuck with me throughout my life to today of if I could do it then, I can do it again. And I
Ah,
can be gutsy. So that was
mhm.
the first one. The second one was when I got pregnant with my daughter, my husband started changing and I ended up in domestic violence again. And it took me 4 years of planning and action to get out of that situation, which again meant finding that inner moxie and being gutsy. So I got out of it and I vowed that I will always help others in the circumstance. So many years ago, I started volunteering with domestic violence shelters, becoming a speaker for keynotes and education on domestic violence. And that's where my passion is. And
Yeah.
when I, came up with, okay, now another gutsy pivot was I left a six-figure corporate job to start a new business. This training and development business. And that took a lot of guts.
Yes.
And so, when we have these kinds of events happen and we get through them, and we have to come up with our own strategies, tools, techniques that help us get through the roller coaster ride. And
Right.
with that, I've done that and I share those with people and they love them. And what ended up happening organically is developing what I call the Gutsy Pivot for Success program, or GPS for your
Aha.
success.
Oh, GPS.
And
I'm writing that down.
and we have a current program that is open to the public. It's multi-generational. It's women from around the country, which is really cool. And of course, we can do that virtually. And we have a community. We have the Gutsy Pivot strategies that I share. And we also have a planner. It is the Gutsy Pivot Planner, or GPP, we call it. And this helps everyone get and stay focused. And when we can get and stay focused and inspired, we can succeed at anything we really want to succeed in. And when we have a community around us to support us, even better. And it's, these different things that have led to where we are now. And so the Gutsy Pivot didn't happen overnight. It just evolved. I've been gutsy so many times in my life, and I've pivoted both personally and professionally. Oh, another major pivot, because I left the corporate world, six figures, a couple of times. Another time I left six figures to go back to school and get into the healthcare industry.
Okay.
I don't regret it at all. I learned so much. I became a licensed massage therapist. And I did that for several years. And it really helped me build those one-on-one relationships. My specialty was sports massage. And then I pivoted again to something else. And to me, it takes guts to make those major kind of pivots. But that's what it takes to be confidently gutsy to make positive disruptions in the world. And we all can do it.
Right. And I think what you just said is I don't regret doing it because you learned from it. And
Yes.
I think I hear a lot from my clients is, oh, I just should have never done that. Oh, that was such a big mistake to have. And I think, wait a minute, but what did you learn?
Right.
What did you learn from that mistake?
Yes.
Well, I learned confidence. I learned
Yes.
how to deal with people. I learned, so, okay, maybe you had a moment of poor judgment, but what did you learn? Take away the
Right.
learning part. And
Yes.
that's what I'm excited about. When you said that, I went ding, 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 ding. I just was so happy. I did not regret it because doggone it, I learned stuff. You learn that one-on-one. How do you get that experience
Do it.
otherwise?
Right. You
And
do
you
it.
exactly. And I
Yes.
I love, love, love that. And when you're talking to these women who are getting out there and getting gutsy,
Hmm.
um, I'm just going to throw this at you. What do you think mm, uh, their biggest wall is? What do they have to really leap over
Yeah.
when you're talking to them? You have a planner that they can work through. You have a community, but what? And everybody has them. What do you think that they're bumping up against in the biggest way?
Right. It is fear of the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
And we all have it, fear of the unknown and negative self-talk associated with that fear. So some of the techniques that I work with them on is that self-talk. We do I am statements so that they can be more positive. Um, it's the fear of the unknown can paralyze us. But when you have a community and you're learning new strategies, tools, and techniques, then you can create your path and you can do it day by day. And each day in the planner, we talk about gratitude. We have so much to be grateful for, especially here in the United States. And if we
Mm-hmm.
start the day with gratitude of what we take for granted, we have roof over our head, we have food on the table. Not everyone does. So that helps
Right.
to set our day up. And then from there is tracking what we are getting done, our wins and our accomplishments. And by doing that at the end of the day, because we forget what we worked on, right? Have you ever been at the end
Yeah.
of the day and it's like, I didn't get everything done? Okay, no, you didn't, but look at what you did get done. So
Right.
that's the wins and accomplishments. And then, of course, having that list of tasks, of key to-dos, so that we can check them off. That helps. But one other thing that I have found that really helps with the fear of the unknown is at the end of the day to do what I call a check-in and to look at the day and say, what went well? At least one thing, what went well? And then the second thing is, what was my biggest challenge? So that one, we acknowledge what that challenge was. And then
Right.
two, the next question is, what will I do differently next time? So you take
Yeah.
that challenge and then you think about it. What could I do differently next time? Because that becomes part of our DNA.
Right.
And when that situation or something similar happens and that
Yes.
fear starts welling up, we'll remember, oh, wait a minute, I thought about this before. This is what
Right.
I'm going to do. And then pivot to doing just what you had thought of before. So these are just some of the techniques that help us to deal with fear, which then helps us to be a little gutsier and confident in that gutsiness. My
Yeah.
mantra is be gutsy and pivot, because the pivot doesn't have to be big. The pivot can be ever so tiny, but it
Right.
puts us
Right.
on that right path.
Right. And it doesn't, I think so many people think I have to make gigantic steps.
Right.
And I thank you for pointing that out. It can be teeny weeny
Yes.
steps,
Yes.
but you have to be making those steps.
Yes.
So important. It's so important. Thank you so much. And one thing that I really want to say is, when you were talking about, we all, we're so grateful. We have roofs over our heads and we have food and, all these really wonderful things where a lot of people around the world don't have what we have.
Right.
And I really appreciate the fact that we have these things and that I have the opportunity to be grateful for them. And you were talking about that you work with survivors of domestic violence, and
Yes.
a lot of those women, and there are men who are
Hmm.
survivors of domestic violence as well.
Yes.
They don't, when they first step away, a lot of them don't have a roof over their head. They don't have
Right.
a place to stay. And so you're involved in this fundraiser
Hmm.
to help and to work with survivors of
Yes.
domestic violence. I know that's your passion,
Yeah.
and I am excited to hear about that. Can you share what this is all about? I really want to hear about this.
Absolutely. And thank you for asking. This is where my passion is. It is taking the GPS program for success that we have right now and expanding it for online access and giving that to domestic violence survivors. They'll get a planner, they will get the community of like-minded women who are going through the same things. They have gotten out of their situations. They're rebuilding their lives. They may be at the shelter or they may have moved from the shelter to someplace else. They're survivors. They're out, but they're rebuilding. To give this program to them, the GPS for Success program to them with their unique circumstances, triggers, and so forth, but to give that to them at no cost to the domestic violence organizations, the awareness organizations, the shelters, and to give them this community, these tools, techniques, so that they can rebuild their confidence. And then they can use these strategies ongoing and they can share with others, their children, their families, and just have that ripple effect that I know we can have in the world. And the fundraiser is to bring in funds so that we can do just that. And I can give you a link to that. If you want to share that with your audience, I would be so appreciative to take a look.
Right?
We did a video. There's more information about what we will do with the money, more detail, of course.
Yes.
The idea is to give this to an audience that really could use it so that they can rebuild their lives and become confidently gutsy themselves because they already showed their guts by getting out of the situation.
Right. Absolutely. And you also have a handout that you want to.
Yes. Okay. So if you, um, I have many Gutsy Pivot strategies. And so what I put together was a sheet, a handout that is Gutsy Pivot strategy hacks. These are 6 quick little strategies that you can do on a daily basis that will help increase confidence, help deal with fear, help with developing habits that will increase that confidence to be gutsy.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to know that. This is great information. Our time is up. I cannot believe this. We could be talking about gutsy pivoting for hours. I just love this. You have so many great ideas. And I really want to say thank you so much for having a passion for the survivors of domestic violence. So often it is one of those best kept secrets. Oh, no one wants to talk about it. No
Right.
one wants to share about it. And it is out there, and so many lives are impacted. Oh,
Yes.
wait, wait a minute. Act for impact. Oh, there we go again. So, act for impact, gutsy pivoting. That is Chrystina Katz. Oh my gosh, because I really appreciate that, and I think it's important to for us who are successful, for us who have come through the fire, to go out there and share and help others to really be successful, because each and every one of us, we deserve that,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And so, Christina, this has been way more than fun. I just cannot even tell you how much I appreciate you being here. And we're going to give people your contact information. With any luck, my computer will work. There you go. Whee! ChristinaKatz.com. And you can always get her at ChristinaKatz.com. And in the meantime, Chrystina, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here. This has been so much fun, so informative, great information and tips. Y'all get out there and get those hacks because they're going to be good stuff. And until next Tuesday, just have a great day. Be kind. See you next Tuesday at Business Inspiration. Chrystina, thank you so much. You have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Be gutsy.